Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So we're waiting for other people to join us. So in this part of the conversation, we talk about you all, what's going on, what kind of businesses you have, your new year, and we have a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff to share. We hope you all are getting your passports ready and ready to hop on a plane this year because we have a lot going on. So, Angelia,
Yes.
tell us about yourself and your business.
Hi, I'm Angela. It's the I is my dad threw that in there, so it's just Angela.
Okay.
But I do software design, um, photography, and graphic design. So most of my work has come from software design, but I'm looking to do more creative stuff. Um, that's about it. I've been in business since 2008.
Okay.
And I work with enterprise, like startup, local governments, universities, and stuff like that. So it just kind of depends on the client what the ask is, but it's usually around UI, UX design, and research. So
Okay. And so, how are you getting your clients?
currently, well, see, that's even the funny part. So up until now, most of my clients have come from referrals. So people
Okay.
that I worked with in the past, so it's kind of like, I'll go from project to project based on referrals from people that I worked with before, or something's coming up, they kind of keep me in mind, that kind of
Uh-huh.
thing. But now I'm at the point where I'm trying to like switch that up because it's more of a ebb and flow kind of thing sometimes. So
Hmm.
just figuring out how I want to position myself and like where I want to serve and do that. Because I don't do development. So usually I have to work on projects with people where they have the developers and then I do design for them, the design and
Hmm.
research. But yeah, I tried the whole subcontracting thing, picking up developers. That didn't really work out well. So just going back to my regular model of just be doing what I do and not worrying about that other team. So
Okay. And you're able to sustain yourself?
yeah, currently, but I'm just trying to figure out how that looks in the landscape of exporting and just
Yes.
different clientele now. Yeah, and just getting contracts with the government as well to see how that works out. So
Oh, okay. That's awesome. And you're an LLC?
escort.
You're an S corporation.
Uh-huh.
Incorporated, you said, since 2008?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a great past history. And you said universities. What else?
Mostly enterprise startups, agencies that actually do projects for other startups or enterprises. And then like school, governments, things like that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, you have quite a bit of experience. and man, that's exciting. And you're a girl company too.
Yep.
I say that because there's just so much for girl companies. We work with male and females, but as we go through tonight, we're going to talk about and answer some questions. But I just want you to keep in mind that there are quite a few resources for woman-owned businesses, and especially Black woman-owned businesses.
Awesome.
It's just quite a bit. Shanice, how are you?
I'm well.
So tell us what's going on with you.
So my business is called True Gross Boutique. It's specialized in men's, women, and children's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Website is a family-oriented company. Because why should you have to go to multiple websites to purchase items for the whole family? It
Mm-hmm.
should be in one platform.
Okay. So what are you selling clothes that you make, you manufacture, or are you centralizing everything in one place that other people make or manufacture?
Manufacturing clothing for basically I have vendors. So they'll make the clothes for me and I'll just purchase the clothing and then sell them.
Okay. And where are your vendors at?
Mainly China for some odd reason, but I'll get something that was better in the future.
Okay. And how long have you been in business?
2 years.
And how are your sales going? Pretty good, medium,
Medium.
medium. Okay. And is it just you or do you have other people on your team?
Just me.
Okay. And are you able to sustain yourself with this business?
Somewhat, yes.
Somewhat. Are you open to looking at manufacturers in the Caribbean and Africa?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Angela and Shanice, are you in our VIP program?
I believe so, yes.
I'm
Okay.
not sure which one I'm in.
Okay. So I have something to share just with you all before everybody else hops on tonight. We have a new product that we have for our VIP members. And we're going to be launching. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what we wanted to talk with you all about tonight. So we have, we're creating what we call an interactive export roadmap. And it's going to consist of 9 steps to help you grow from Black and local to Black and global. And each one of these steps is going to be a series of videos and PDFs, fillable worksheets that you use in order to grow your global business. So in the VIP program, typically we do mostly this live Q&A, and we go through training on different modules about what type of services or videos that are available through the Department of Commerce. But we're going to expand VIP into what we call VIP Essentials. And actually, the content of VIP is going to grow. You all are going to stay at the same price point that you currently have, which is really great, because now the price point is $27 a month, and the price point is going to $97 a month. And we're going to be combining our VIP membership and our VIP Essentials, but we wanted to let our VIP members know that first tonight, and that you don't have to worry about the change in pricing when you see that come out, because you're grandfathered in or grandmothered in into the cost. So we will always respect that price point for you. But we're really going to substantially increase the content, probably about 300-fold, because what we have found is that most of the time our businesses, that they need to go through a step-by-step process. What do you do in step 1? What do you do in step 2? What do you do in step 3? So for example, step 1 is a process where we help you create your foundational documents. So you will click on step 1, and it's going to populate a series of training videos and worksheets that are going to help you to create 4 documents. 1, we're going to need you to create your, what we call your capability statement, which I'm not sure if you have at this point, but in order to do this process with the government, they're going to have to know what you're capable of. And we teach you how to do that. 2, a 10-page pitch deck that talks about your business or your service and what you're selling. 3, you'll have a 1-pager. It's just a 1-page fact sheet about your business that someone can send out. So let's say if you're looking to sell in Ghana or do business in Ghana, this 1-page sheet, the diplomats or the trade experts in Ghana can use to send out to say, hey, here's a great American company that can work with you. And then the 4th thing is a 2-minute video. And this is the world of videos. So we have you to create videos so that you can share about your product and services as well. And so you will go through the steps of creating all of those documents. And then in step 2, we will teach you things that you should say, things you shouldn't say. We actually will have a draft of a contract for you. And that's a contract that you'll be using in other countries, of contracts that will enable you to actually tell the foreign trade officials in other countries actually what you're selling. And we will teach you things to say and things not to say. Like a very important thing as a part of our training not to say is, I do everything. I do a lot of things. So we take you through the process of honing in on for that international sales contract, and we give you a draft of a contract. You're welcome to have someone else to look at it if you would like to. We're lawyers, so we draft the contracts based on international principles, but if you have your own attorney, we encourage you to have them to do that. And then it's important that we're very clear about what you are going to be selling as a part of this process, because you need to fill that contract out. So we encourage businesses to fill the contracts out on the front end so that when they get to the point and they're meeting with companies in the other countries are very clear about what it is that you're selling. So we have a 9-step process that we're very excited for our VIP members to start down that road. And that's going to be rolling out at the beginning of February. But we just wanted to share with the VIP members that this is going to be a new experience for them. So Shanice and Mercy and Angela, do you all have any questions about what I shared? So just to recap, so good evening, everybody. So we're just wrapping up our VIP discussion this evening. And we have a new process that we're going to be rolling out at the beginning of February. And we are going to be combining services to offer more robust services for our VIP services. We're combining our VIP and our Essentials program into one interactive roadmap that's going to give you a much more robust experience. And for those people who are currently VIP members, your price point is going to remain the same. We're going to respect your price point. And for the new VIP Essential, and you will get the same content as all of the new members. You were our founding members, and you will always remain our founding members. So now we're going to be moving to VIP Essentials, and you'll see more information on that to come. But VIP Essentials will allow you to actually walk away with an export plan. That will be the final product that you will have as you go through all of the steps. All right, so moving into 2023, man, do we have a lot that's going on in 2023. Let me see, it's 7:33. Hi, Carolette, how are you? Happy New Year. Hi, Tony, how are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.
It's good to see everybody. Delon, Case, wow, it's a lot. It's good to see everybody. Okay, so tonight is our first meeting 2023. We're not going to take a lot of your time. This discussion is going to be called Get Your Passport Ready. We have so much that is happening through for the year, and we have quite a few asks of our members. And so we're going to be sharing quite a few opportunities that we're looking for Black and Global members to assist with this year. So we talked about the change in our program and services. What we wanted to share with you tonight is that the activities or the projects that we're going to be doing in 2023. And I'm going to be going through them one by one, and you can feel free to stop me and ask me any questions for each one that I go through. And then as we go through them, I'm going to let you know which ones we are looking for. For some of them, we're looking for participants to join us. And for others of them, for those of you who are actually members of Black and Global, we're looking for actual Black and Global representatives to join us in this mission. Okay, so what does 2023 look like? So first, starting February 3rd to the 7th, we're headed to Suriname. This is actually the hotel that we're going to be staying in, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Paramaribo. Maybe somebody can correct me. Delon, that's your part of the world. I've never been to South America, but we're very—
Paramaribo. You were very good. You pronounced it right. Paramaribo. That's the capital. So it sounds very correct.
Paramaribo. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So we're headed there on the 3rd of February to the 7th. This is ICT companies, cybersecurity. AI. We have finalized the terms with them. We sending over our companies the foundational documents that I talked about earlier. They're organizing the B2B meetings. They're sending us a list of all of the different 220 companies that are going to be there, that our companies will have the ability and opportunity to sell to. And so just to update some of you who know, from last year, Ex-Im Bank is going to support us as a part of this project. We sent to Canto a list of primary areas that Ex-Im Bank is looking for, what they call bankable projects. For those of you who don't know, Ex-Im Bank, which exists in many countries, and I know this sounds crazy, but the American government will finance foreign businesses to buy from your company. And that's what Ex-Im Bank does. So what we did was, for our companies that are going to Suriname, we asked Ex-Im Bank to pre-qualify our businesses, and so that we can get pre-qualified for financing. So we're in the process of doing that for the businesses that are going to be going. That's one. And two, we sent to Canto a project proposal list. And so what they did was they sent out to their 220 members, asking them, what are the different projects that you have for the next year to 3 years that you're looking for financing on? And they sent it out to all of their members. And I am beyond ecstatic, because now we're starting to get in these project proposals. We got one for $2 million the other day. Yesterday. And what that means, so you understand what that means. And I just want to use this one as an example. So this company is based in Jamaica, and they have a project that they want to do that is $2 million. That's the estimated cost. So they completed, and what we did was we highlighted the 10 sectors where Ex-Im Bank has what is called China competition. And what does China competition mean? China competition means that the US Congress has designated 10 particular areas. And the department, Ex-Im Bank, was given $135 billion. And out of that $135 billion, $65 billion of that money has to be used for China competition. That means where you're able, they're saying, Ex-Im, go find projects around the world that you can finance where we can beat China in competition. And so we took those 10 sectors, we put them on our project proposal form, we sent them to Canto. I'm just repeating for people who are joining us. Canto sent them to their 220 companies that will be attending, and basically said, hey, you have projects you want to fund. Black and Global is coming to sell their products and services, and they're looking for bankable projects, and they have financing support from Ex-Im Bank. So this was great for Canto because their companies haven't had the opportunity to have this level of financing. And so for this project in Jamaica, they are seeking $2 million. And we are going to send that project proposal request to Ex-Im Bank. Ex-Im Bank has agreed to pre-qualify the deals, which means they're going to review the deals in advance and get preliminary questions, so that when our companies land on the ground and start their B2B meetings in Paramaribo, they will already know whether or not that deal can get financed. So we're very excited about that project, and we'll keep you posted. If you are interested in that project, you can feel free to reach out to us and let us know. But that's cybersecurity, information technology, and ICT AI. Okay, I got one hand raised. Sajda Ali.
Hey everyone, how you doing? How you doing?
Good.
Quick question. Melissa, when you said that the Exim Bank has 65 billion earmarked for China competition, do you know specifically what areas of business they are focused on?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Could
Yes.
could you tell us what areas those are?
Okay, so they are. Let me see. Can I find this sheet? Hold on. I'm gonna pull this up while I'm answering questions. So actually, Ashanti, are you on? I'm gonna ask you to do that for me. Is Ashanti? Okay, Ashanti, can you look for the project proposal sheet and put the 10 sectors in the chat? Okay, good. So Ashanti's going to put the 10 sectors in the chat. I know that the sectors include artificial intelligence, cybersecurity. I can't remember them all, but there are 10 specific sectors. So we'll put them in the chat. And in addition to that, the part that I failed to tell you is out of the $135 billion that Exim Bank has been allocated in order to finance these projects, Congress mandated, now you are ready for this? Congress mandated that 40% of that money has to go to minority businesses. 40%. That is ginormous. Now, what is Exim Bank saying? Where are the Black businesses? Well, where are the minority businesses? It's not Black businesses, it's minority businesses. So Black and Global, we're on a real focus to make sure that we get part of those opportunities. So I do have to say, they've been quite responsive, quite supportive of ideas and projects that we've had like this one. So over this year, we're going to be sharing more information. And this is one of the reasons you see that we have so many projects going on this year. So, okay, so we're going to wait for Ashanti to put that there. So next, the Department of Labor. So one of the pillars of Black and Global is that we do job creation. Job creation is a very key pillar for us. And we actually teach businesses how to create jobs. And one of the mistakes I think oftentimes that we make, because I made it, was thinking that we could not hire people. But what we did was we learned how to do contract to hire, project to hire, revenue sharing structures. There are many different ways that you can structure agreements so that you can build a team in order to build your business. Well, the Department of Labor reached out to Black and Global and invited us to a meeting with the Secretary of the Department of Labor. And they are interested in meeting with us to learn what are the obstacles that Black businesses have. Now, note the difference here. This is not minority, it's not people of color, it's not underserved. The Secretary of the Department of Labor is specifically asking the question about Black businesses. Because of all of the quote unquote underserved communities, the Black community is the one that creates the least amount of jobs. And so what they are trying to figure out is what are the barriers to job creation? What are some of the support that Black businesses would need? And they're interested in our opinion. And so that meeting is going to take place on February 7th. While part of our team will be in Suriname, the other part is going to be here. And that meeting is going to take place in Washington, D.C. And what we want to do is open that up and ask for you all's thoughts and opinions on what you need in order for you to be able to create jobs. What is it that you are missing? What could help you to open and create more jobs and more sustainable jobs? And so what you're going to be getting is a survey in order to share your opinion. And if any of you have any workforce development experience or that's your wheelhouse, if you would email us and let us know that you have, and put in the subject Department of Labor, and in the body put that you are interested in workforce development, and share your ideas with us and include your resume. We're going to vet different companies and invite you to join that conversation. So if you are interested in being part of the Black and Global delegation, then you can send us that information, and we would really be interested, because it's not just from us we have the invitation, but we really want to hear from the different members of our network in order to share that. Okay, Tony, you have your hand raised.
Hey, good evening, Melissa and all. So that is a really great point, because today I was over in Philadelphia with the school district, and I see the challenges, and I have a lot of opinion about it, but I'm going to be very short. I think it's a great idea. I believe that the survey that you're going to be sending out would be great if you have a section that allow for input, because I think what we're missing is we're not looking at the numbers. When I say we, I mean your diversity folks are not looking at the numbers. They looking at the minority numbers, and that minority numbers is white women, disabled veteran. I know it probably doesn't. So they're not really looking at the numbers, and I think we need someone to actually look at the numbers.
Right. Okay. So we'll note that, and we'll take that down. So Ralph, if you could note that, that's something that we will make sure we do open-ended questions so that you can give us your suggestions. Okay. Does anybody else have any more comments on the Department of Labor? Go ahead, Sajda.
When you say, and I want to be clear on the topic of financing. So is that financing with the understanding that there's already a contract on the table, or financing, pre-financing for Black-owned businesses to where that they can pursue clients in contracts? So I think that's the problem. What is with Black-owned businesses? We are underfunded. We're unable to get the financing or the loans or those. We have to go through heaven and earth to get just a little bit of something, understanding that without the resources, we really cannot work to our aptitude.
So you're talking the Department of Labor?
Department of Labor, right. Or even these banks, they're saying they're pre-qualifying minority businesses. Is that with the understanding that there's a contract already in hand, or we're being vetted for a contract? Or would the pre-qualification mean, regardless if you have a contract or not, the intention is to build your business so you can have your business established to a point where you're attractive to clients?
Okay, so there are different answers for the questions. And let me back up so that I'm clarifying. So the project that we're doing with EXIM Bank is Black and Global's innovation. They're not going through a process of pre-qualifying businesses. And they're not just going to businesses vetting contract opportunities for them. That's not you. So outside of Black and Global, you would have to go to another country, find your own projects, and go to EXIM and do all of the paperwork and go through the qualification process. What we find at Black and Global is the paperwork is a hassle. The paperwork is a headache and is daunting for a lot of our people, for our businesses. So we create systems where we do the paperwork, or we teach you how to do the paperwork. Because one of two things happen. If you know how to do the paperwork, oftentimes what you put in may not necessarily get you the result that you're looking for. And then the other point that happens is it's the start and the stop, and you got to get this and come back with that, and you're trying to run a business. So what you hear me talking about tonight is not where the bank is saying we're going to pre-qualify minority businesses. They are going to pre-qualify Black and global businesses that we send to them, that where we're sent, because we have potential partners in the Caribbean. So they wouldn't just do this just if we didn't have any opportunities on the table. It's solely because we're going to Suriname. Our trade mission will be certified by the Department of Commerce, and Canto has said, come and sell your products and services. So the pre-qualification is a request that Black and Global made to Ex-Im Bank, and they supported our request. When you say, are there contracts in hand? The answer there is yes and no. So Canto will have 220 companies that will be attending. We requested for Canto to say to those 220 companies to send out this project form that Ashanti is working on pulling up. And that project form will give Black and Global information on companies that are interested in purchasing from us. So those are the deals that we will send to Ex-Im to pre-qualify. So nothing that we're talking about is outside of Black and Global's innovation. This is just something that we created to facilitate making it easier for our businesses to get to contracts. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. It really does.
Okay. And then for the Department of Labor, that again is an invitation because we work with the Department of Labor to create jobs, right? That's one of our partners that we utilize their services, because most people don't know that the Department of Labor will help businesses to create jobs. And there are resources to help you create a team for your business. People don't think of the Department of Labor in that way. And because we utilize the Department of Labor as a part of our service, they invited us to a conversation to identify what issues there are for us and how they can make it easier for us to create jobs in our community. So again, that's a Black and Global innovation. Okay, so I think I had two other hands. Delon, did you raise your hand?
No.
Oh, okay.
You have Tiffany.
Tiffany, go ahead.
Okay, I was just wondering, were the companies going to be chosen? Is it all of the businesses that Black and Global represent or work with is going to get that pre-qualification, or will we hear something in later meetings more about that pre-qualification piece? Because I know that I was just trying to find out more about it.
Sure. So for now, it's only the businesses that are going with us to Suriname. Those are the projects. So what we're looking for is for the companies that we're taking over with us, we want them to be pre-qualified before they go. And then for the companies that we're going to be meeting with, then we want to know those projects in advance to the extent that they can tell us, right? Because some they may be able to, some maybe not. But I don't know if this is something we'll do going forward. We're going to test it in Suriname and see how it works and look at what kind of adjustments that we can make, because our goal is to get to contracts as quickly as possible. So that's why we're trying to do the work on the front end.
Okay. Thank you so much, Melissa. I appreciate it.
So next, Ex-Im Bank. So I updated you on one part of Ex-Im. The other part of Ex-Im is that Black and Global and one of Black and Global's companies is going to be previewed or highlighted for Ex-Im Bank during Black History Month in February. So we're very, very excited about that. And you're going to be seeing more about our highlights, which, you know, again, we'll be 2 years old in April. So this is so fascinating to me that we've gotten to this point so quickly. So we wanted to share that. Next is the Bahamas. So you see a solar panel there because Black and Global is partnering with the Bahamian Chamber of Commerce and the U.S. Chamber, let me get it right, the U.S. Embassy in Nassau, Bahamas, the Bahamian Chamber of Commerce in Nassau, and the Bahamian Embassy in the U.S. I got it. All right. So for a renewable energy project, and we're going to be doing a reverse renewable energy project where we have invited them to meet with Black-owned renewable energy companies. So the Bahamas has a very aggressive plan for their renewable energy projects. And how are they going to get financed? The American government is going to finance projects in the Bahamas. So again, it's not anything where they're doing us a favor. When you see these businesses expanding around the globe, it's because the American government is financing the deals. And so the Bahamian government, they want to come to the US. They want to meet with renewable energy companies. I raised my hand. I pitched them. I went to them and I said, listen, Black-owned businesses in America, we have fantastic renewable energy companies. Black and Global wants to invite you to come to the US and do a site visit and meet with our Black renewable energy companies. Now, y'all know I'm a little country girl from Georgia, but those people accepted my invitation. That just blows me away. But, you know, I don't have any problems in asking on our behalf because these are billions of dollars that are there, and we're just really determined for us to get that opportunity. See, we can't deliver on whatever the product or service is. We're not a renewable energy company. We don't know anything about that. But getting the contract opportunities in other countries, that's our specialty. And so we asked them to come and join us and take a look at our renewable energy companies and give our companies an opportunity. And they agreed to do that. So we're going to be doing that in April of this year. So now, oh my goodness, I left, oh Lord, Case, I left out a trade mission to Kenya and Tanzania. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot one, you all, in March. So, and I mean, Ashanti, if you could put the link in the chat to the trade mission in March that's going to be going to Kenya and Tanzania. That's going to be done by the Department of Commerce. And they're looking for businesses that are interested in doing business in Tanzania and in Kenya. And that is going to be, I forget the dates in March, but we'll update the slides and send it out to everybody because we want everybody to be aware. Remember, the theme for tonight is get your passport ready, because we're giving you an overview of what we're going to be doing for the year so you all can get ready. So we'll add that one to this slide. So Suriname is February. Exim Bank for Black History Month is February. Then the Kenya trade mission we need to add, that's in March. The Bahamas is going to be in April. Now, in May, we're going to be going to Select USA 2023. That's going to be held in National Harbor, Maryland. That's Washington, D.C. That's the DMV area, which is where I'm located. Okay, let me tell you why this is so essential. First of all, this is in the United States of America. So if you can fly to D.C. for this conference and come and meet us, we're going to introduce you to over 3,000 businesses. And let me tell you what the U.S. government, this is by the Department of Commerce that is put on by the United States government. You can Google Select USA. Black and Global is registered with Select USA as an economic development agency or economic development group. That's how we're registered. And we said to Select USA, we have many Black businesses that are interested, because what do? They bring over 3,000 businesses from foreign countries to come and do business in America. Now, this is why I tell people, I don't understand the domestic market. So I can't comment a lot on how you all get contracts or how people do business, but I just personally don't know. Maybe the US government does do that domestically. But I don't know of a place where the government has so many resources where they bring businesses in to meet with you. And these 3,000 businesses come literally from all over the world. And these are the types of things that they do. They do pitch seminars. They look for U.S. business partners. If you are, let's say you're a lawyer, you're an accountant, what are some of the projects that we've gotten? One company from Ghana came to Select USA. They have 3 different companies that they brought from Accra to National Harbor through the embassy in Ghana in order to do projects in the US. And these 3 investors are looking for business partners, because what happens is, what happens in most countries, when many businesses come to the US, they have to have a business partner in certain sectors. And so what you will find is they have a very challenging time finding the business partners that they need. So what the US government, the Department of Commerce does, this is foreign direct investment, where they will bring all these people in order to meet with different businesses. Now, this is what burns me. I'm about to get on a soapbox right here. Do you all understand that it's many countries that come. Unfortunately, it's not a lot of Black countries. One of the great benefits of working with somebody through Select USA is that the foreign companies are vetted by the embassies in those countries. So when I say to you that this was a Ghanaian lawyer that brought 3 companies from Ghana, all 3 of those companies had to be vetted. And all 3 they had to verify their resources, their bank account, verify how much money they have to have for the investment, fill out all of this paperwork for the embassy in that country, just in order to get on the plane with the embassy representative to come to Select USA to say, hey, I'm looking for American business partners. That's what Select USA is. So you're going to be seeing a lot from us telling you, raise your hand just to come. And if you're not at the point where you feel that you can get a contract and you don't fully understand what's going on, it's fine. It's in DC. It's not going to cost you that much money. You can stay at the Gaylord Hotel, which is beautiful, and you can hang out with us, because we'll teach you and show you all of the ropes for Select USA. So we really want to encourage our businesses, because the other thing that burns me about this process, because you don't see a lot of us, is when companies come over, if they are in the minority classification and they set up businesses here, guess what they have access to? All of the resources of a minority business. So what we see that aggravates me is many times when a large company has to have a quote unquote minority person on a federal contract, what they will do is have an Asian company come through Select USA, because they know that Asian company is pre-vetted by the US government and verified as a valid company that can deliver on that service, have that company to get minority status in the US, and then put that person on their federal contract. That's what we see happen. And for us, but we do international business. So it's not that it just happens in America, it happens the other way around too, because American companies, they go to Canada, they go to the UK, and same thing happens. They have, like we have that opportunity right now in Canada with procurement opportunities. They're looking for foreign businesses to come. They talk with us. You got any American businesses that want to come to Canada and do business? We can organize them and help them get federal contracts. Now they have a step-by-step process in Canada where they will take our businesses or any American business and help you get a federal contract. All countries do it. I'm not saying it's just the United States of America, but I'm just saying we want to hip our businesses to what happens in the international arena so you can know how to access these opportunities. So Select USA, put this on your calendar to come for sure. All right, next, where am I? 806. Okay. If I got a hand, Ashanti, let me know because I can't see it. All right, next opportunity. Black and Global. This year, our focus is on doing business in Africa. This is our focus. So every year, what we will be doing is we will be taking delegations to the Caribbean to do business and taking delegations to Africa. We're going to do both. And we do other countries as well, which is more than fine. But that's why you see, we say we primarily focus on Africa. Now, why is that key? Because what is the Department of Commerce focused on this year? Can everybody say Africa? Is it because they're in love with us? That would be a no. That is because China competition. Remember those words. And what the Biden administration says is their greatest asset is what they call the African American diaspora. So the Department of Commerce has a lot of resources. So what we're doing at Black and Global is we're structuring as many companies as we can to go through commerce to go on the continent this year. So remember, we said they have the trade mission that's happening in March. Then our conference is going to be in May. We're still finalizing our conference, but it's going to be completely focused on Africa. What we're going to be doing is inviting government officials from 7 different federal agencies to come and talk with you about what the opportunities are on the continent. We're also going to be sending you this year, the Department of Commerce has not 2, not 4, not 5, but 6 trainings on doing business in Africa. 6. And so we're going to be in those 6 trainings, the Department of Commerce is charging you. These are webinars. They're online. The Department of Commerce is charging you a whopping $200. That is it. So we are organizing ourselves and our businesses that want to hopefully apply for the trade mission that I'm going to tell you about. But our summit is focused around doing business in Africa. The trade missions that you're going to see us promoting will be around doing business in Africa. In December, as a part of that $1 trillion package, the Biden administration allocated billions of dollars for doing projects on the planet. And the same way that I told you for that $135 billion, that $135 billion that Congress allocated to Exim Bank. And remember, I told you 40% of that had to go to minority businesses. That's because they're looking for us to do business on the continent. And who's going to penetrate the market faster? It's going to be us. And so what you're going to see is more effort around getting businesses to go to the continent to do business. So be on the lookout for that. So then again, May is a very busy month. Okay. Black and Global, y'all see our image right there, the BNG. I said, how we get on the same platform with Forbes and Google? But so we have been invited to participate in what's called the Humanity Summit in Lisbon, Portugal. And the Humanity Summit is going to be focused around many different pillars. And our pillar is business and international business. There are going to be about 4,000 people who are going to be attending, and they're looking for Black and Global to participate. And so we are looking for members of our community, the Black and Global community, who would be interested in working on this project. So, it's only so much that we can do as an internal team. So, we need people to share the work, and we're going to need someone who would be interested in working on the Humanity Project. We'll send you the website, the contact person. You'll be participating in a lot of meetings virtually. and then headed to Lisbon in May. I think it's May 16th is when that is going to be. So we're looking for a team or a delegation or anybody that might be interested in participating. And if you are, you can just email us and put in the subject line Humanity Summit. And we're going to connect you with the person that you'll be working with, but you will be going in the capacity of representing the Black and Global Business Network as a part of that, which means you're going to have to speak this public speaking, you know, and you're going to speak to a lot of people, but basically you're going to be voicing the concerns around business and humanity and creating opportunities for businesses to open doors for other in other parts of the world. America is considered to be the center of innovation, and we, you know, happen to be a part of that conversation. So, hi, Carolette, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Just a quick question. Can you repeat what the dates was for the Humanity Summit?
It's May. I think it's May 16 to May 20.
And that's where?
It's going to be in Lisbon, Portugal. Absolutely beautiful.
I've heard of it.
Yep, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let me say, the internal team is not going. We are not. We have a lot going on, as you can see. This is why I started out by saying we want to expand this work because, you know, we can't do it all. So we will train you. We will teach you. You know, we're looking for people who have our heart, our mission, our passion focused on Black businesses. You know, we're pioneering, we're uncompromising. So we'll teach you about Black and Global, but, you know, we're looking for someone who can present and go forward. Young people would be, I'm young, let me backtrack that. Young folks like me, you know, we would love for you to go. So, and then, you know, we can talk about the money and the funds and all of that and reaching out to different organizations to help you with travel and costs and all those kinds of things. So we're looking for support there. That is the month of May. I pray we can rest in June. Then in July, we're headed to Miami. So the group that we're going to be meeting with in Suriname, they have a bigger meeting that is taking place in Miami. And what Canto has asked us to do is to make them a regular part of our program every year because they import everything and they want a long-term relationship with Black and Global's businesses to sell into the Caribbean. And so we're going to continue to nurse that relationship. In Miami, the difference is going to be it will be the president of 19 Caribbean countries, the ministers, the prime ministers and presidents and the cabinet members, and there are going to be more businesses to meet with. And they're looking for Black and Global to bring a large delegation and for us to have an entire afternoon panel talking about what Black businesses can offer to all of these different companies. So it's a little over 1,000 people who attend this conference. You know, I'm very touched, definitely, but you know, I'm blown away, I think, by just the level of interest in doing business with Black businesses. And so we really want to get a great delegation. This is in country, right? So those of us who are going in February, those of us who are going in February will have a head start because those are going to be actual contracts where they're going to be sitting at the table B2B, right? Which is different from this in Miami. This is going to be, I'm a graphic designer, and you're going to just be showcasing your products and services, and people can walk around and see what it is that you have to sell, right? So the opportunity for a contract, there's more work that's involved in going to the conference in Miami. That's why going to Suriname, that's why I told you the deal that we have now is $2 million. So it's higher ticket contracts, but we really want to encourage many of our businesses, and we're going to groom them to get ready to go to Canto in Miami. Okay, so that's July. And then August, y'all. This is the big ticket deal in August. This is where we're trying to get as many of our businesses to go as possible. This is the Global Diversity Trade Mission to Africa. This is the second minority trade mission by the Department of Commerce. The first one was last year to Italy, Portugal, and Spain, and Black and Global participated in that event. This year, we plan to have even more. I met with the head of the U.S. Department of Commerce, U.S. Commercial Services, to tell him we were going to bring a big delegation to Africa on this trade mission. And I really want to fulfill that. The deadline to apply for this trade mission is going to be, I think it's May 29th, but you'll get more information. So listen to the strategy I am about to tell you. It does not cost you one single solitary dime for you to do what's called register your interest. So we want as many businesses as possible. We'll send you the information on when the registration opens up, which will be this month, right? So this is January to May. That's how long they're going to be recruiting for businesses. And remember, I'm telling you, from January to May, they're going to have 6 webinars on doing business in Africa. And we are going to spend this entire time training and grooming our companies how to structure your strategy, your export strategy for this trade mission, and what forms to fill out, what to apply for, what to say, what not to say, because this is a selection process. And let me tell you the difference. For the trade mission going to Suriname, that is Black and Global's trade mission. This is the first time we have had our own trade mission, and it's certified by the Department of Commerce. So we're really happy about that. But we make the decision on which companies will go. We choose the companies that will go. For the Department of Commerce trade missions, the Department of Commerce makes that decision on who will go. So let me give you some math on what that means. For the trade mission last year, they had 120 companies to apply. And out of 120 companies, only 12 were selected. Only 12. And so what we do is we're going to prepare you so that you can up your chances of getting selected. And we have enough lead time for you to apply for the STEP grant, to get your funds together, get your passport together, get yourself ready to hop on a plane so that you can go and find these opportunities. It's going to be in South Africa. I think it's Johannesburg, Accra, Ghana, and then Lagos, Nigeria. These are the 3 countries that you're going. And what's going to happen on the ground in those countries? You are going to meet with U.S. government officials, and they are going to organize for you B2B meetings to sell your products or service. They will not negotiate for you, but they will put you in front of people to buy your products and services. So remember when we were talking earlier about the roadmap, we start out by telling you, here are the 4 documents you need to get started. Then we show you what to say and what not to say. And then we show you how to fill out the paperwork so that you have a higher chance of getting selected. And this is where we want to lead all roads to go to this trade mission. Okay, so that's pretty much what we have for you all tonight. I know it was a lot. So the Tanzania trade mission, they have on here our healthcare, ICT, and infrastructure. And they also put the link for Select USA. Tanzania is March 27th through the 30th. Tanzania is the same. I think the deadline for Tanzania is the end of this month. So go on and register your interest. It doesn't cost you anything to register your interest. And when you register your interest, at the end of your company name, in parentheses, put BGBN, Black and Global Business Network. That way they will know that you are connected to us. And then we ask them how many of our businesses are registered to attend. And then we do some massage for our people to get selected to go.
I think I saw in the beginning, you all put a listing of the type of companies that you're very interested in representing. Do we have access to that again, or does it matter? I have two individual companies. One is a e-learning training company, and the other is a vegan men's grooming product line. And I don't know which one they will be interested in.
Well, it's really going to be about what you're interested in selling. So your e-learning, tell me about that.
So it's 149 courses and counting based on soft skills, leadership and development, diversity, equity, and inclusion, amongst others. It also has some Microsoft Office components in it as well. And it is so that individuals and companies can utilize training, corporate style trainings without actually having a person in front of them. It is all a part of a learning management system that can be customized for each individual company.
Okay, first of all, how you did all that? Okay.
It's God. I have license to a company.
Can you email me and share how you did all of that? This is that I would be very interested to know.
I did not create it. God sent me to a company and told me to buy a license into the company, and they do everything for me. So it is updated on a consistent basis. I just set it up and utilize it.
And this is content you create or someone else creates?
I have a company that's created all the content, and they stay abreast of what's new.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So online educational training is definitely. So let me say a couple of things to answer your question first.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the Caribbean, yes. Going to Africa, most definitely. Wow. Because one of the things, like I've talked with Tony Whitlock about, is the difference with our companies is that they're looking for legacy, for knowledge transfer. And they have experienced businesses coming there, taking but not training their people in order to participate or to grow in the industry. So, for example, when we get to Suriname, we're going to a high school, and this is a high school where they are interested in this high school learning about cybersecurity, AI, artificial intelligence, and seeing businesses, and they're interested, in promoting Black businesses. That's where we come in, right? They're interested. They want to say, hey, here are Black businesses in America that are excellent at doing these services. So education online platform where you can deliver that from the US, this is what they're looking for. But that's not just for this instance. That's in many instances, like when you're talking about soft skills. One of the other things that's happening in the Caribbean, it's just a lot of oil and gas. And in order to get people to move to the country, they have to offer certain types of services. Mm-hmm. Well, what they find is that many of their in-country people don't have the soft skills that American people are accustomed to dealing with. So these companies are hiring American businesses to actually train virtually so that they can offer these types of soft skills to their companies, because oil and gas companies, they're having a really tough time because they have to bring the husband, the wife, the children, the whole relocation piece to come into those countries. So this is one of the reasons why they're offering those trainings with soft skills. And it's the same thing that's happening in Africa. So it's definitely a trend that I would highly recommend. Out of the two, I would definitely say, because your vegan product, are you producing that?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Where's your manufacturing setup at?
In Charlotte. I'm waiting on a large facility now so that we can actually manufacture more in large bulk.
Are you open to manufacturing in Canada?
I can be, yes. That's not a problem. I saw Bahamas and Jamaica, but I will definitely look into Canada.
Yeah, I'll only say that because we have a relationship with the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce, And they are looking, we met with them today, and they're looking for Black American businesses that they can structure in Canada. And if you bring a manufacturing operation and you're creating jobs, they have a lot of money to help you do that.
I will be happy to look into that. I love it because Canada has a lot of restrictions on what they will or will not accept, and that will be amazing. Thank you.
Okay. So to answer someone's question earlier about this is our project proposal form, and the 10, these are, remember the key words, China competition areas. Now, this doesn't mean the other areas are not going to be financed. What this means is that Congress highlighted these 10 areas as areas where they are saying to Exim Bank, put high priority on funding deals in these industries. And so much so, how about Exim Bank has a committee on doing business in sub-Saharan Africa? You see, that this is what I'm telling you. The entire administration is focused on outpacing China. And so these are some of the areas that they're looking for projects in: artificial intelligence, biotechnology, medical sciences, wireless communication and equipment, quantum computing. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. Renewable energy, energy efficiency and energy storage, semiconductor and semiconductor manufacturing, machinery manufacturing, emerging financial technology, water treatment and sanitation, high performance computing, associated services necessary to use the foregoing exports. So that means legal, accounting, finance, and any other ancillary business development services that may be tied to putting these projects together, like doing feasibility studies, site studies, and you can get financing around all of that to do these projects. So these are the 10 areas that they are highlighting as areas where they're looking to do business. Okay, so another question. Does the healthcare sector for Africa trip cover non-traditional wellness remedies? You know, Lindsay, I don't know. That's a good question. So as we go through this process, hang with us and ask us that question so that we can find out for you whether or not that's the case. Sign up to take those 6 webinars, because that's not through Black and Global, that's through Commerce. Just let us know that you're doing it and let Commerce know that you're a part of our network. And then we can use our massage skills to help you out along the way. Okay, so we got another question.
Well, I just raised my hand to say I'm going to all of that. That's all.
Delon, we got to get the first contract, and then we're gonna pace it out. I mean, we talked about your service today. I was so amazed, and your enthusiasm. You're doing extremely well. So we're going to be asking your help. I don't know if Case got a chance to talk to you yet. Did she?
Yeah, we had a call. I think it was yesterday, and we did discuss some of that, but I know we normally have our follow-up meetings, so I'll wait for that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Question. Just about you said that the with the last trade mission, I think you mentioned that they would be choosing the companies that could participate.
Right.
And that was, which one was that? That was the one, West Africa or South Africa,
Ghana and Nigeria.
So then we would apply and then find out if we are selected.
Yes, you would. And so this is what if you're interested in going to Africa, the deadline for the March trip is, Case, what's the deadline for the March trip, for the March trade mission to Kenya and Tanzania? Do we have that on here?
The deadline, well, we can put it in for Kenya, Tanzania, that deadline is January 27th. So it's coming out.
Yeah, January 27th. So even if you might want to go, because it doesn't cost you anything, just fill out the paperwork. Let us know that you filled out the paperwork and say, hey, I'm interested in going on this trade mission, and then we can tell you which one of our services, we can talk with you about which one of our services can prep you to hop on that plane, because your time is short. But I can tell you already, they don't have a lot of people for that trade mission. So it will be good for you to apply. And then so Commerce is going to make that decision. And then for the one that is happening at the end in August, Commerce is going to make that decision. So let me see. Somebody asked about, who asked? Somebody just said that about healthcare. I just had another thought. Okay, Lindsay. There is a trade mission case. The trade mission to 20, I know this is insane, 20 Asian countries. Isn't that healthcare?
The trade winds?
Right. Can you check?
I'll check, yeah.
Okay. So the Department of Commerce does trade missions to all over the world, literally all over the world. Traditionally for us, we've only benefited from less than 0.01% of these resources, meaning that's how much we have gone and participated in these events and activities, largely because we don't know. And so when we share information with you, just understand it's always a lot. It's something that has been around. Ex-Im Bank has been around like since 1904, right? So nothing new that we're talking about. You just be new to knowing about it. But the trade mission that I'm asking her to check right now is you have the opportunity to go and meet with U.S. trade officials in 20 Asian countries. That's going to be done in 1 week. That is going to be a beast of a trip. And you will, I think you're going to go to 5 to 7 Asian countries. I want to say that's healthcare. That's why I wanted to bring that up. So you mentioned a previous trade renewable. Is that still? Yes. So the one that I talked about for renewable energy in Detroit and DC, that's the trade mission with the Bahamas. And we're going to be here in DC.
I'm not seeing the priority sectors list for that one.
Okay, I'm going to share it with everybody. So some of you may be interested in this trade mission. If you are, just let us know. This is ASEAN, and this one is coming up quick. This is March 13 to 15. So you'll be going 20 countries in Asia. And here's
sorry. So Melissa, if you click the learn more and register, it looks like they're doing what similar to the Miami conference, where there's a business forum as well.
Okay. Do they have the sectors? Let's see.
But yeah, I'm not seeing an actual sector specific list. We'll keep looking.
Okay. So here's the thing that let me give you some information about why this trip is incredible. The cost for this trip is $750 to attend this event. I think that you see that $750. That's for the business forum, and that's in a foreign country. That is, don't mess up on me now. That's extremely inexpensive. That's what you would pay in the US. It's going to be qualified businesses, B2B meetings. Okay, you're going to be going to Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia. So the cost for one stop is $2,200, and the cost and $5,000 for each additional stop representative. That's really odd. They don't have the sectors. So you have this Ms. Davenport, you have this in the chat. If you would look at this, I think this is healthcare or healthcare related. So I would encourage you to look at this one. The cost typically, when we went to Europe, our cost was $6,500. This says $2,200 plus whatever the additional costs are for the additional stops. So, you know, that's a really good deal. And you're able to meet with all of these different, what this means is that for all of these countries, the US government will set up B2B meetings, business to business matchmaking for you in all of these countries to sell your products and services. That's what this means. So, and if you want to go, let us know. We'll help you get prepped for that. Okay, any trade missions of countries interested. So all of them, Sasha, are interested in education. There was one in particular last year to India, and just email us and let us do the research for you, and we will look for you. Where do we look for information on travel reimbursement? Cranston, what state are you located in? Cranston, or is it?
Sorry about mute button. I'm in North Carolina.
Okay, so go to our website. You will see regional lists. You click on that regional list, you'll see a map of the US, and click on your state. So we have curated all of the information for every state in the country, and you click on that state and you'll find what's called the STEP Grant Office, STEP Grant Office, and you'll find out how much money they have available to assist you with reimbursing you for these expenses. But all of this that we're teaching you, that we're sharing with you, we teach in our programs. So we take you step by step to all of the offices. We train, so either we take you on a self-guided tour where you do it yourself, or you can join our incubator group where you do it with a group of other companies, or we can do it for you in our done for you solution. So, but in all three, we teach the exact same thing. It's just depending on how much support you need. Okay, so where do we look for information? Okay, I gave you that. All right, it's 8:41, you all. Any other questions or comments? So, go ahead.
Real question for Tamara. I'd love to know more about your offering, and I'm gonna drop my email in the chat to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, is that your store in the background?
Yes, that's my vegan grooming products.
Oh, that's
customized jewelry also.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
So yeah, if you would be open to manufacturing in
I need it bad.
Yeah,
we can talk tomorrow.
Yeah, they are looking for that. Isn't that sad though? I mean, you go to other countries, but it's so true. You go to other countries, but that's why I told you, other country companies will come here, and people will say, "Oh, we've lived in this country all these years, and we don't have businesses." But you see Chinese, you see, Russian, you see Korean, but it's because their countries will support them in coming. And that's why, who do you see working inside of those businesses? It ain't us. It's Chinese, Korean, Russian, because their countries give them money. The countries have treaties between each other. You can bring your staff from other countries. So if you go to Canada, the expectation is that you will open your operation in Canada. You can bring American people to work for your operation. You'll get business visas for your operations. These crazy people will give you housing for your staff in Canada. I mean, they open the door, for foreign direct investment. But why do they do it? Because they're looking for job creation. That's the name of the game. Okay, Kay said, if you're interested in California and interested in trade winds, she has another event.
Yeah, that actually Ralph found that. That's awesome. The state of California, if you are in California, you go to that website, it says that the California STEP program will support up to 10 STEP eligible small businesses to participate in this trade mission.
So let me share the screen to show what we're talking about for
So,
California.
and there might be other states, that's one thing we try and keep an eye on. Other states sometimes do that as well. They actually provide additional funding for specific events.
Mm-hmm.
So where we just told you about going to those 20 countries in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So the state of California, they're going to support, 10 companies to participate in the trade mission. They're going to cover your costs. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, and you can see it, pre-registration. So that is what we call the embassy questionnaire. Some of you might have heard of that. That is the U.S. Commercial Services Company questionnaire, where they go through and they look at all the details of your company and so on. So that's another process that we help you with, depending on which program you're in, but we help you go through that. But if you're in California, that is definitely something to take advantage of. There's no harm in applying just to see what happens, right?
Yes, you can always ask. And they're going to pay for you to hop on a plane. That's the thing we find from state to state, it varies. That's why we curated all of the information for the point of contact on our website, because that's one of the hassles is trying to find the information. So it's all centralized in one place. But then we show you how to create your export plan, meaning who you should call based on where your business is organized and structured. So, all right. So we hope that we have served you all tonight. We are very excited about this year. Y'all think we busy?
I encourage you doing great work, Melissa.
Oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We really do. So, all right, guys. So we will, you all will be getting emails from us. Please email us if you can support, especially on creating the jobs. We're going to be sending out the surveys. So please respond to us, and we look forward to working with you in 2023. Everybody have a good night.
You're the same.
Thank you. Night.